Most guys who buy a muscle car think they already know enough. They watched the YouTube videos, they read the forums, they compared the horsepower numbers on the manufacturer's website. Then they went to the dealership, sat in the seat, drove it around the block once, and signed the paper. They went home feeling good. Most of them didn't get what they thought they got. Not because the car was terrible, because they didn't know what else was sitting out there at nearly the same price. There are 7 levels of muscle cars. Most buyers spend their whole life at level 2. They don't see what's above them. They don't find out that some of those higher levels cost almost the same money and give you something completely different under the hood. By the end of this video, you'll know all 7 levels, what makes each one different, and where the real value sits right now. Level 1. The look without the power. $18,000 to $28,000. Walk into any Ford, Chevrolet, or Dodge dealership today and you'll find a car with a muscle car name on the badge sitting above a 4-cylinder or V6 engine. It's sitting right next to the V8 version. Same body, same hood, same badge on the fender. But under the hood, under the floor, and inside the rear axle, it's a completely different car. The base Dodge Challenger SXT runs a 3.6-liter V6 that makes 303 horsepower. The base Ford Mustang EcoBoost runs a 2.3-liter 4-cylinder that makes 310 horsepower. The base Chevrolet Camaro at entry level runs a 2.0-liter 4-cylinder that makes 275 horsepower. None of these engines were built to go fast. They were built to keep the price low and the gas mileage numbers good enough for the manufacturer to sell them without complaints. The suspension on all 3 cars at this level is set up for smooth everyday driving. Nothing in the setup was done with performance in mind. The rear axle on all 3 is an open differential. That means when you push the car hard and the rear wheels need grip, one wheel gets the power and the other one just sits there doing nothing. The brakes are the smallest size that works for a car this heavy, nothing more. Quarter-mile times on these cars run between 14.5 and 15.5 seconds in stock form. That's not a fast car, that's a slow car wearing a fast car's body. The man who buys here for everyday driving and knows what he's getting is making a totally fine choice. But the man who buys here and tells everyone he owns a muscle car didn't buy a muscle car. He bought the outside of one and nothing else underneath it. Level 2. The right engine inside the wrong car. $32,000 to $48,000. This is where most buyers put their money every single year. The Ford Mustang GT with the 5.0-liter V8 making 450 horsepower. The Chevrolet Camaro SS with the 6.2-liter V8 making 455 horsepower. The Dodge Challenger RT with the 5.7-liter Hemi making 375 horsepower. Real V8 engines, real power, real sound when you put your foot down. A stock Mustang GT goes 0 to 60 in about 4.5 seconds. A stock Camaro SS does it in about 4.0 seconds. On a straight road with clean pavement, those numbers feel exactly like what a muscle car should feel like. Here's the part most buyers don't check before they sign. Most Mustang GTs, Camaro SSs, and Challenger R/Ts sold at this price come with an open rear differential unless you pay extra to change it. That means all that power from a 450 horsepower V8 goes to one rear tire, while the other one sits there not helping at all. The suspension is set up for a comfortable ride. It feels smooth on the highway and falls apart the moment you push the car hard into a turn. The brakes work fine for regular driving and start giving up on you when you use them hard more than once or twice back to back. These cars are fast on a smooth, straight road. That's the one situation where they shine. Everywhere else, they show you exactly where the manufacturer stops spending money on the build. The guy buying here thinks he bought a full performance car. He didn't. He bought a strong engine sitting inside a car that wasn't built to match what that engine can actually do. Level 3. Paying more for what should have been there already. $50,000 to $66,000. At Level 3, the manufacturer sells you the parts that were missing from Level 2. The Ford Mustang GT with the Performance Package. The Chevrolet Camaro SS1LE. The Dodge Challenger Scat Pack with the 6.4-liter Hemi, making 485 horsepower. These aren't stickers and visual changes, these are real parts that change how the car actually drives. The Mustang GT Performance Package adds Magna Ride adjustable suspension, Brembo 6-piston front brake calipers, a Torsen limited slip rear differential, and wider rear tires on specific wheels. The Camaro SS1LE adds retuned suspension, a mechanical limited slip rear differential, and a front brake cooling system. The Challenger Scat Pack adds the bigger engine, a limited slip rear axle, and stronger brakes than the standard RT gets. These changes matter. The limited slip rear means both tires work together on every hard run instead of one tire spinning and wasting all the power. The suspension change makes the car feel solid in corners instead of soft and loose. The brake upgrade means you can push the car harder without the brakes fading on you. Here's the real problem with Level 3 though, you're paying a big jump in price over Level 2 for parts that a car at this price honestly should have come with from day one. The body's the same, the interior's mostly the same, the platform's the same car underneath everything. And when you go to sell it, the car drops in value the same way the Level 2 car does. You paid more to fix what was missing and the car doesn't give that money back when you sell it later. Level 4, the right car, at the right price. $35,000 to $58,000 used. Almost nobody finds Level 4 because almost nobody's looking in the right place. These cars aren't on new car lots. They're sitting in the used market and you have to know what you want before you start looking or you'll walk right past them without knowing what you missed. The cars here weren't built as upgraded versions of regular models. They were built as completely different machines with a different purpose from day one. The Ford Shelby GT350 made from 2015 to 2020 came with a 5.2-liter V8 making 526 horsepower. That engine was built only for the GT350 and nothing else Ford makes. It came standard with Magna-Ride suspension, Brembo 6-piston front brakes, a Torsen limited slip rear differential, and a front splitter that actually pushes the nose down at high speed. The Chevrolet Camaro Z28 made in 2014 came with a 7.0-liter V8 making 505 horsepower and carbon ceramic brake rotors. The suspension was tuned so hard for track use that the car rode rough on regular roads at normal speeds. That wasn't a mistake. The engineers built it that way because the car had one job and comfortable daily driving wasn't it. The Dodge Challenger Hellcat from 2015 came with a factory supercharged 6.2-liter Hemi making 707 horsepower. Not a dealer-installed kit, not something added after the factory. A factory-built engine that left the plant making 707 horsepower as a standard number. A clean 2016 GT350 with normal miles is sitting in the used market right now between $40,000 and $54,000. A new Mustang GT with the performance package costs more than that and it's slower, it stops later, and it handles worse than the GT350 in every test you can run. That's Level 4. The man who buys here gets a car that was built right from the start for less money than a car that needed extra packages just to become usable on a real road. Level 5. Factory cars built in small numbers, $75,000 to $135,000. At Level 5, the manufacturer decided before building started how many cars would get made and then stopped at that number on purpose. The Ford Shelby GT500 from 2020 onward makes 760 horsepower from a supercharged 5.2-liter engine and uses a dual-clutch transmission picked specifically for how fast it shifts when you're pushing the car hard. The Chevrolet Camaro ZL11LE makes 650 horsepower from the LT4 engine and comes with a factory aero package that went through real track testing before the car went on sale to the public. The Dodge Challenger SRT Demon made in 2018 made 840 horsepower on 91-octane fuel and 808 horsepower on regular pump gas. It ran the quarter mile in 9.65 seconds at 140 miles per hour straight from the factory with zero changes. That was the first time any American production car ran a stock quarter mile in the 9-second range. Dodge built 3,300 of them and stopped after one model year. These cars don't lose value the way regular used cars do because the number that exists is set and it'll never go up. Every Demon that was built is all there'll ever be. A low-mile 2018 Demon with its original paperwork isn't a regular used car sale. It's buying something with a known number that can't be added to no matter what happens in the future. Level 6. The original cars with full proof. $90,000 to $400,000. Most buyers never get here because most buyers are only looking at new cars on dealer lots. Level 6 means looking at what was built 50 or more years ago under factory conditions that don't exist anymore and can't be repeated. A verified 1969 Camaro ZL1 COPO with matching numbers. A documented 1970 Plymouth Hemi Cuda with its original engine and build sheet still with it. A confirmed 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona with the 426 cubic inch Hemi and full factory paperwork behind it. General Motors had a company rule in the late 1960s that stopped high-power engines above a certain size from being ordered through the normal dealer system. Engineers at Chevrolet used a separate ordering process called the Central Office Production Order System. To get around that rule and put big engines into cars through a different channel, the normal rule didn't cover. The 1969 ZL1 Camaro used an all-aluminum 427 cubic inch engine that was so expensive the car cost almost double what a regular Camaro cost at the time. Dealers had to place the order through that separate channel. 69 of these cars were built total. Everyone has a VIN on record. Everyone is tracked. When one comes up for sale at a major auction, it gets serious attention because that number is permanent and it's never going up. These cars don't drop in value over time the way regular cars do. The supply's locked forever. The number of buyers who understand what these cars are grows bigger every single decade that passes. Level 7. The cars that won't come around again. $400,000 and above. Level 7 sits outside every normal conversation about buying and driving a muscle car. A 1970 Plymouth Hemi Cuda convertible with full factory paperwork and an original color. A 1969 Camaro ZL1 in original condition with matching numbers and all its original documents still with it. A 1967 Shelby Super Snake, one of only two ever built by Carroll Shelby himself under that build. These cars are in private collections, temperature-controlled storage, and on the auction floor at Barrett-Jackson and Mecum, where every sale is public and on record. A verified 1970 Hemi Cuda convertible sold at public auction for $3.5 million. A confirmed 1969 ZL1 Camaro has sold above $500,000 at documented auction. These prices exist because the number of real verified examples is set at a count that'll never go up, while the number of buyers who know what these cars are and can afford them grows every year. The man who owns at Level 7 isn't making a driving decision. He's holding something a factory built once in a small number under conditions that don't exist anymore and won't ever exist again. 7 levels, one name used across all of them from the bottom to the top. Level 1 at $22,000, Level 2 at $42,000, Level 3 at $60,000, Level 4 at $47,000 in the used market right now, Level 5 at $100,000, Level 6 at $200,000, Level 7 at $450,000 and higher, depending on the specific car and what paperwork exists behind it. The real value's at Level 4 and it's not close. The man who skips the new package cars and goes into the used market for a GT350, a Z28, or an early Hellcat gets a bigger jump in real performance for less money than buying new at Level 3. He gets a car that was built right from day one, not a car built for the regular market and then fixed up with add-on packages. Most men buy Level 2 every time. Now you know every level above it. Drop your car in the comments.